Alright, this is a build of the FliteTest Versa Wing. It's one of FliteTest's swappable series, and it is a flying wing. So this recording is done at 20 times the speed of the actual build process. Right here I'm laying out the top and bottom panel for the wing, taping them together and trimming that tape, cutting a bevel so that the wings can come together in the next step, which you'll see here shortly. All of their build processes are done with foam board, tape, hot glue, barbecue skewers, popsicle sticks. Really simple, but you can create a whole lot of stuff. Right now we're getting the servos dialed in so that when we put them on the wings, they're squared away. So the servo's in place, wing spar is being glued in now, and as you can see the wing gets folded over, and that glue there is to help keep the curve in place. Now we're gluing all three parts, holding that down, get the wing form nice and in place so that we get a good airfoil shape. Repeat the same process on the other side. The wing gets taped in place first, trim the tape off, tape the wrong side, so we do it again. Cutting those bevels, cutting the aileron bevel, which allows the aileron to flex, putting the servo in, putting the wing spar in. The spar is what keeps the curve in the wing there so you get lift off of it. Doing the initial folds, everything's looking good, so we'll glue those curves in. One final test, glue down, holding it, making sure it's all squared away. Alright, now at this point we're trimming up the edges of the ailerons, making sure the wing is nice and firm, and now sanding where the two wings are going to meet so that they meet nice and flush. We don't want to have any gaps where those wings are coming together, because if you do, it's not going to be a strong joint and the flying wing is liable to flex. Same process on the outside edge of the wing, so where the wing plates attach is going to be nice and flush as well. Alright, some test fitting. Everything's looking good. Line of tape, secure them together initially. And then what we're going to do is break the wing in half, put glue on one side, press it all together, hold it together, making sure the curvature of the wing matches on both sides, putting some tape down, trimming that to fit as well. Alright, cutting out the holes for the power pod and for the servos, pulling the servo wires out, and now we're going to install the control horns. So the control horns I use are made from actually little floss toothpick things. They work really well for this. Embed those in there on both sides, and we'll go ahead and run wires, which is what I'm fetching right now, from the control horn of the servo, from the arm of the servo to the control horn. Make sure that we have the distance we want, clamp it down. Oftentimes you can do this with what's called a speed clevis, which makes it really adjustable, but ran out of those, so we're just kind of eyeballing it, and it's working. Those little zip ties are being used to hold the servo wires in place so that they don't flex. They're pretty thin wires for weight, so we don't want them to flex. So the zip ties are glued into place on the wing and keep that from flexing. Alright, now we're connecting all the electronics, making sure everything's good to go, and actually putting in another zip tie in the back, which is mounted around a popsicle stick, as you'll see here in just a second. There it is. And there's a barbecue skewer going through the back of the power pod and through that zip tie, which is what's keeping it on the back. Now we're putting holes in the front of the wing to mount the power pod on the front. The ones on the front keep it on the wing, and the zip tie in the back is going to be keeping it in place. Alright, so fast forwarded through putting the last of the wingtip plates on. Now you can see the servo throws, everything's working right. Motor runs up nicely, and now it's time to see what kind of power we've got out of this wing. So I'm going to run the throttle up here, and we're at about two-thirds throttle right now. The wing wants to just about hover at 2/3 throttle, which means that it'll be able to punch vertically without a problem. Thanks for watching.